Hey guys, welcome back to Final Fantasy. We're in the Whisperwind Cove still, on the 11th floor, and I literally just tried recording commentary, but my video player stopped when Windows 10 decided to try to rear its ugly head, and I was like, no, go away. Anyways, we're on another ice cave floor. There are some chests. I have some items. And this floor is actually kind of short. But, yeah. I'm a little annoyed right now, sorry guys. I literally just went through like 8 minutes of commentary and then it just stopped. And the little pop-up came up saying, "You should upgrade to Windows 10!" And I'm like, fuck off. So sorry for swearing. Anyways, this floor is kind of unique. It's a town. There are really not many citizens of the town, and it looks a lot like Provoca, but it has a store. And this store, much like, every other floor in this dungeon, has a randomized assortment of sellable goods. There are usually like 3 weapons, and then a turbo ether, and a phoenix down that you can buy. Well, not one, but the phoenix downs and turbo ethers and weapons. And the weapons are random depending on what floor you run into this town on. Also, I'm selling my black cowl because I don't need it. And I'm reminded that all of the bonus dungeon items sell for about 100 or 200 gil, which is kind of sad. But as you can see, this guy sells a few items that are not, as good, but we're going to stock up on turbo ethers because we can. And, yeah, all the weapons and items are just not as good as what we have, so we're going to just say goodbye, I guess. Another really nice part of this town is that there's a sanctuary, and there are a few other random little houses that don't open up, which is kind of sad, but whatever. But yeah, down in the bottom left quadrant of the town, going past the second bridge and whatnot, and going back up, come on, don't get caught up on stuff, is a sanctuary. If you had any people that were knocked out and didn't want to use a phoenix down or didn't bring enough, which is stupid because this is a 40-floor dungeon, but that's your problem. And there's an inn, which is where the exit is, but we're going to stay at the inn real quick because we could use the quick little buff to our health. And it's actually been a while since I showed, staying at an inn, but I like the music. Like the one that starts when you start sleeping. This one. Yay, but then the inn always, kicks you out after you sleep. Which is sad, because the exit is in the inn, so we have to go right back in and kind of stumble in awkwardly, wave at the innkeeper, be like, "Hey, we're just passing through again." And this is another false overworld. It's orange, and it's kind of floating, which is weird, but whatever. One thing that's kind of neat, though, is that the orange little filtery thing even stays in the battle screen. Like, here, they have a different battle screen thing for this floor only, like the entire game, and it's a nice little touch that they decided to add an extra little battle screen for something that will only appear on one floor of the dungeon. Even though the encounter rate's pretty high, so I can see why they did that. But, yeah, we're going after chests. And there's a purple lake. It reminds me of Spyro the Dragon, actually, because the first game had that. Also, we're running into a yellow ogre. We saw an Elm Gigas earlier because it was something I hadn't seen in a while. Same goes for the ogre. And there's one more enemy that shows up that we haven't seen in a while. But also you can see the little orange battle backgrounds, which is kind of neat. Like the orange marsh. Because, again, we don't see this anywhere else in the game. I don't know why. And we found an X potion. Yay! But yeah, the purple lake kind of reminds me of Spyro the Dragon, because the first one had really, bright-colored waters that you couldn't swim in. But there's also a little chest that can appear in this corner of the map, but it didn't for me. So there's one more chest that appears, you can see it in the corner of the screen in a second. Right there, yeah. And we have to go up and around to get to it. It's pretty much right across from the exit to the dungeon. And I don't think there's anything in this chest, but I don't remember. Oh yeah, there's an ether. Okay. And then the exit is just down this way. It looks like the entrance to the marsh cave. And now we're in another earth cave, whatever it's called. I forgot the name of the dungeon. The earth dungeon. Like the first fiend dungeon, I forgot the name of. I almost wanted to say the Earth Gift Shrine, but that was the first bonus dungeon. It's the Chasm of Earth, or Cavern of Earth, I think. Anyways, we're going after chests. That's what pretty much our goal is. Chests, then exit, then boss. In that order. And in here, I think we get a lunar curtain, Or a light curtain. Where'd I get lunar curtain from? Is that something in this game? I don't even remember. But I don't like the curtains too much because they cast the null spells, and I'm not a big fan of those. We're about to get into another battle that I'm actually going to show against some Catoblepas, I think they're called. And the reason I showed is because they cast Gaze, and they actually managed to hit me. Also, I was a bit overzealous with the speed button, because I wasn't expecting to put this in, and that's what I do because I want to get through these battles quickly. So that's why it kind of just jumps to me being to Fooper getting stoned. Stoned. Okay, Ryuko, Tadpole, Coffee, leveled up. Fooper got stoned. He has to get gold needled. I don't even know if he gains experience. Like, I might have put him farther behind now because of that. Oof, and now, basement 15. This is the Dark Castle. All these soldiers are revenants, and when you talk to them, they become a battle against revenants, so I've faced those before. And there were 2 people in the throne room. I can't reach the chests through the chairs. My soul is bound to that of my king, and this is a devil wizard, which is a relatively unique encounter. But it's over now, so yeah. And then this, I will love you always, my liege. That's sad. And then we found Hermes' shoes. I will never surrender my kingdom, none shall stand in my way. And this is a pharaoh, which is, I think, undead, which means we're going to be using some Firaga and Diaja. I don't think I've used Diaja at all in this playthrough yet, since getting it. So, because I haven't really faced an enemy strong enough to warrant using it, you know? Everything has been killed within 1 or 2 hits or not been undead. But the effect on Diaja is freaking awesome, I think. What manner of treachery is this? My armies defeated! This floor is really tragic to me. Like, all of the soldiers say some really sad things. Like, why has this happened? I mean, the castle's all ruined and it's flooding, and we're just stealing its chests. Oh, by the way, much like the castle of the previous floor, there are 10 chests on this floor. Unlike the castle of the previous floor, there are no stupid invisible floors that warp us back to the entrance. And there are actual enemies, and we found a power plus, which is great, because it, you know, makes us better. And this is actually about the time that the Windows 10 pop-up happened. For reference, I was like 7.5 minutes in. And we found another power plus. Yay! That makes 2. And this guy's... They're like, why has this happened? Brrr! And I think there's like another chest room in the northwest. Oh, and much like the flooded town of the previous dungeon, if you're in the water, you don't get into encounters. So if you wanted to avoid them, you could do that, but I don't, because experience is nice. We're under attack! The soldiers and the king all have the same voice because they're all the same person, by the way. We found an ogre killer. It's a weapon that kills ogres. It's an axe that kills ogres, actually. Doesn't cast any spells, and it's only wearable by my thief, but the Murasame is a little better. Murasame? I don't know how to pronounce that. I know it's named after like an ancient Japanese katana person or something, but yeah. And a cockatrice claw is pretty much the last item we get because there's one more, or well, there's a staircase, and that guy was just like, please kill me! And here's the exit. And we get into another Cavern of Earth floor. I don't know why I went up. We found an ether. And there's the exit. But we're going to ignore it because there's a chest here. And there's a chest down here. They're all useless to me though, so we're gonna head to the exit now. I don't need your stinking chests. And this is another lava lake level. The only other one in this dungeon because there are only 2. And much like the first one, if we really wanted to gain health, we could just fight in the regular encounters and use our healing items and whatnot if we didn't want to use them, like the healing staff, the mid-battle items, I mean. But yeah, this is mostly a non-attacking floor because of the lack of, you know, walkable floors. So of course in the few that we do, we get into a few battles. That's just, you know, luck. And I think that's actually about it for this floor. We just have to head around this way to get to the exit. And of course, there's got to be a really long pathway to get to it. And off in one corner of the map. And this floor is actually modeled after the Giant's Cave. but it has the same music as the previous 3 floors, which, admittedly, I've kind of grown to like. There's a room on the eastern side of this floor that has some stuff in it, like a blue fang that, well, we don't really use because we have that, I think the mage's staff or something that casts Blizzara. I don't remember what it's specifically called. But the exit is up to the north here. And then we're in another ice cave floor. This one's actually kind of nice because there are just 2 rooms. One of them has 3 big chests in it, or not big chests, but chests with nice items in it. Like a Soma drop. And a golden apple. And some gil. Oh well, the Soma drop and golden apple make like 4 or 5 items now we found in this episode that increase permanent stats. So that's pretty cool, I think. And now we're just gonna have to sneak up to the exit, which is, well, right there. And we're on the 20th floor. This is a boss floor again, guys. It's shaped after the sky, whatever it's called. Temple of the Sky. I forgot the name of it. That one, though. You know which one I'm talking about, I hope, because I'm hoping you don't just jump into this series on, what, the 43rd episode? I mean, you could. I'm not gonna, like, judge you for it. But you're weird. And we're gonna use a Power Plus on Ryuko, because he has lower strength of the 2 heavy hitters. And I actually forgot I had 2, so I have to check my stats again and see how much Ryuko gained from one of them, and it looks like it was just 2 points, so we're gonna give him another one. And then we're actually going to sort, and I'm gonna use the golden apple on our lowest health person, or our only person without 999 health, and our Soma drop's going to our only caster without 999 magic. And then with Speed Plus, both of the wizards have equally low agility, so I think I gave it to Tadpole because he needs to hit faster, I think. I mean, of the 2 mages, he's the one that does more attacking, especially considering we're about to fight a boss. So now we're going to save real quick after healing up, because healing up everyone is really important considering, you know, everything. Yeah. And getting rid of potions is also really good. I noticed, though, that I'm kind of wasting 3 potions here because they all had, like, 98 health or 97 health. So I wound up giving them a potion to heal 1 point of health. And that's not great. And now we're gonna save. Yeah. And now... what have we here? I'm warning you, I'm armed. 8-armed, that is. This is Orthros. It looks like he's got tentacles coming out of his mouth, but I don't think he does. Anyways, he's an aquatic creature, so he's weak to thunder or lightning or whatever you want to call it, magic. But he's also weak to fire for some reason, and he's got 17,000 health, which is a little more than the previous boss, but not the worst we've seen. He also, I mean, he is weak to fire and lightning, but again, his magic defense is higher than his physical defense, so we're gonna stick to punching him in the face after we get everyone buffed up to max, or almost max. I do know that I'm gonna use Saber and Temper and Haste on Fooper eventually. And as you saw earlier, Orthros casts a spell that an ink spell that casts darkness on anyone that's affected, and Fooper's not wearing his ribbon anymore, I don't think, so he's, you know, being vulnerable to these attacks again, which is something I should have thought about, but whatever. I wound up using Saber, though, because it increases accuracy, and I wanted a way to counteract the blind spell. And then I wanted to see if Coffee had any spell that could cure blindness, but he doesn't really, or darkness, because he has Blindna. But I'm not sure if that works against darkness, and I didn't really feel like testing it, because I have like 99 eye drops, and why not? So, yeah. And I think now that Fooper is completely... Of course, Orthros responds to me curing darkness by casting Ink again. We're actually going to cast some Furaga, just to do a little bit of damage. And then I have Coffee. What is he casting? I forgot. I completely forgot. I think, yeah, he uses another... Oh, you know what? He uses the saber item. I forgot the name of it. I think it's like the Giant's Gloves, but I'm not sure. Because I was deciding to use an item, but I didn't know which one I wanted to use. And I decided to go for saber for the accuracy bonus. I think. Yeah, the Giant's Gloves, because saber gives you a slight accuracy bonus, and that's useful in this match. And oh gosh, he did 300 damage. Oh gosh, I did almost 6,000. Ooh. Burned. So now that Fooper's dealing like 7,000 damage, 6,000, we are actually already pretty close to killing him. He's got 17,000, so now he's down to like 9,000 total, I think. I don't feel like doing the math. I had Tadpole cure Fooper of blindness, or darkness. No parents. And boom. He did. Almost. I think this is the next turn's gonna be the last turn. Because I'm awesome. And what is Coffee doing? Because I think Coffee's just curing. Or he would have, but, you know, Ryuko did his thing first. He got the kill. And with that, we got the Rune Staff. The Rune Staff is a really nice item. If you use it in battle as an item, it casts Healara, which is better than our other healing items. And it's not as strong as the Warhammer, so we can actually use it as an item instead of, you know, dealing damage with it. And with that, well, you can see up here there's a shrine that's the exit if you want to leave the dungeon, or the staircase to go further down. But we're going to heal up again because boss encounters of the nerd kind are difficult. Or they could be. But we don't have to heal up to max because, you know, we're not doing too much. We're just taking on the next 10 floors. And then we're going to save. And, well, next time on Final Fantasy, we're going to continue through the Whisperwind Cove. So I'll see you then, guys. Take care.